everyone, sorry it took so long, but I'm back now with my seasonal anime roundup. Starting this channel in the middle of the spring season kind of set me back for the entire year, though I finally have it ready. Dig It or Dropped is where I take 10 anime from the particular season at maximum, and then talk about the ones I dropped and finished. It's the classic case, the ones worth mentioning. Simple and straightforward. As an aside, My Hero Academia Season 3 is not going to be talked about, to avoid ultimately winning the season, and also because I'm just now starting it, as I was waiting until it stopped airing. I just wanted to binge it. Fight me. Alright guys, let's kick it. Join me today as Landinime presents Dig It or Dropped, the Spring 2018 anime season. Alright, let's start off with 3D Kanojo, Real Girl. So we have seen in romance anime dozens of times, well, I guess I have at least, where the odd man gets the girl, or another situation that involves the underdog girl getting the love of a wholesome man. 3D's Kanojo story doesn't really show you anything special. Hikari is an otaku with absolute zero status in his school. This already put me off. It's where I started to ask questions here. Will this show me something that I haven't seen before? In a way, the first 3 episodes did, with this cute girl named Uraha who is the gorgeous bombshell. You think she may be this god-awful refurbished character from any anime that preceded this? She is in many ways, I guess, but in the first 3 episodes, the writing of her character goes out of its way to throw you off and make it seem like this could be a unique romance. I spun off my usual criticism after these 2 were introduced, but Uraha's backstory is that she's pretty much the school whore. That did pique my interest in a way. It's been a while since I've seen a shoujo romance pull off this archetype. Though through the whore gossip, Uraha and Hikari fall in love and battle their own chores together. The girl who is seen as snobby and slutty makes friends, the anime nerd with only one friend, which that friend, mind you, for some reason has cat ears and has one of the most obnoxious voice actors I've ever heard, in total, can still find happiness. Make friends and go on their blissful path. That all is fine, but the problem with this anime that pops up is chemistry. This anime comes off very middle of the road when it comes to romance. I never understood the motivation of these 2 personalities coming together by episode 4. It becomes a shoujo mess with nothing to keep you intrigued. I stopped halfway through and I don't see any reason to finish. Also, they announced a 2nd season for some reason. I'm really glad that I finished and gave up by episode 6. I don't see this going anywhere, especially in a 2nd season. Final rating, 4.9 out of 10. Dropped. Comic Girls. 4 moe anime lollies. Of course we get this about every season at this point. Here's the story. Karako takes shop in a dorm with 3 other girls who happen to be manga artists themselves. I do appreciate this anime as a manga fan myself. The first episode is endearing and cute to be real. You honestly want these girls to perform and produce incredible art. Anime is a visual medium, sure, but in real life you still want aspiring animators, artists, and authors to bring their vision to life. So I absolutely got on board with this anime at first. Sure, the stupid classic slice-of-life girls anime can be a problem to most, but I didn't let that bother me at first. All 4 of our main girls illustrating different forms of manga is pretty interesting. An enduring open-ended motivation that could be touched upon more. Shonen manga, erotic stories, among others, the entire point of the show seems to lead to Kaoruko's passion. Meeting these 3 other well-known artists should put forth a growing story. Unfortunately, it delves into a weekly moe nonsensical formulaic tone that never really felt different week by week. Each episode I kind of felt like there was no progress in our main lead's journey to becoming manga artists, or creators in general. With the cuteness outperforming the structure I was excited for, as well as being pretty boring, I think all the momentum that it had going for itself burned out pretty quickly. Final rating, 5.2 out of 10. Dropped. Wotakoi. Love is hard for otaku. On this anime, I feel like something was personally taken from me. I put so much time and care in the anticipation for Wotakoi. Now, what makes things worse is how the first 7 episodes improved on the good vibes I had going in for the anime, just for it to fly downward and nuke itself by episode 8. This isn't me being mean. I wanted to see Wotakoi succeed, trust me. I even had it as my anime for the spring season, until another entry that you'll see later came and swiped that spot. Wotakoi really shit the bed. This was supposed to be my perfect show. Romance is my favorite genre, and my hobby is anime. The main love interest is Hirotaka, who is an otaku game nerd, and Narumi, who is an anime weeaboo. Now, I am basically both of those things. Then the tone came along where they actually grew up together, and now find themselves working in the same company. Wotakoi tangled adult nerds in their 20s so beautiful at the start. Hirotaka and Narumi as characters had so much chemistry, and could reference so many things that I personally caught and understood as an anime nerd. It's a goofy comedy with lovable characters. The first half of the show really does build on these characters, and has a lot of heartwarming moments that add double dates, drinking, and game nights. I may be alone on this, but I wanted to see them increase that aspect. For some reason, the show ends up devolving into Hirotaka and Narumi getting way too little screen time, thus killing the pacing of the show. It instead, in the last few episodes, starts to throw a rushed romance with Hirotaka's brother, who, mind you, barely got any development in the show. The vibes of the characters I love went way off the rails and took a back seat to one of the most jarring seasonal romance finishes I've ever seen. I finished it all, but I am still very bummed about the outcome. Even if another season is announced, I think I may have to pass. I'm really disappointed with the direction you went, Wotakoi. Loved the first half, but can't rate you well in the end. Final rating, 7.1 out of 10. Completed. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. It took 4 years to get another adaptation of SAO, or Sword Art Online. Though as of right now in the fall season, SAO Season 3 is literally airing. Alternative Gun Gale Online is actually a spin-off that came out in time for the Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet video game, which is quite broken, but I still fucking love that game. With Sword Art Online Season 3 airing, no one is really talking about SAO Alt Gun Gale anymore, and I guess I can see why looking back on it. Its biggest selling point is that Reki Kawahara wasn't behind the wheel of the spin-off. His writing is known to be pretty awful. Studio 3 Hertz did a pretty good job in making a standalone story. Our main character is Karen, who is a quiet and shy girl in the real world, and she's over 6 feet tall. Being very bothered by this, she enters her escapement fantasy as a small little adorable girl in the virtual world of Alternative Gun Gale Online, as Lynn. I was sold on this just by the plot. I wanted to see her battles and confidence rise in this world. It's a whole new spin on the legendary popular SAO franchise. I started to ask questions the second I noticed how she was just gunning down enemies left and right, not knowing the lore of her character, and now not even dripping a sweat while mowing down these enemies. Herein lies the overpowered problem that I was afraid of. The strategies of the gunfights aren't played up on. If you're watching a badass fast girl with a fucking P90 named P-chan just destroy a bunch of characters, that's all well and good. That's really cool. Don't get me wrong. By the end I gave up on the plot and just watched it for that, just her mowing down characters, because it was hilarious. I can't get into it if they can't even make Call of Duty look more tactical. I enjoy it for what it is, I suppose. It's a good show to watch with a friend. Final rating, 6.4 out of 10. Completed. Akkun to Kanojo. Okay, so my rating on this one is going to be simply based on the fact that it was way too short. This is a short romance series following 3 different couples in 3-minute episodes. It mostly dives into the males' monologues talking about how adorable their respective girlfriends are. It's very playful and I had a great time with it. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because it was so short with just 25 3-minute episodes, so I'll end it here. Like I said, I can't rate it very high because I wanted so much more of it. Though I finished this anime with a glass of wine in my hand and a smile on my face every step of the way, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. Final rating, 5.8 out of 10. Completed. High School DD Hero. When it comes to ecchi harem anime, High School DD stands amongst the elite. The first 3 seasons, which many people may not know, I love. It's a very heavy fan service anime that happens to be one of the most intriguing stories I've ever come to love. With Studio Passion taking over Season 4 and totally changing art styles from the original, I was pretty scared about this season. Luckily it picked it up right where High School DD Born left off. My only gripe is that they made the best girl, Asya, grow 2 bra sizes during the season. That is why we love Asya, you retards, is that she's the cute petite little Christian girl. Beyond the art style change, this still captured everything that I loved about the franchise. Issei is still growing as a character, and the ensemble cast is growing and making the series as fun as ever. This adaptation took High School DD to a new level in background art, animation, and plot. I don't know what the future holds for the High School DD franchise, though I'll still be here to hear everything that this story has to tell. And also, High School DD is the best ecchi and harem romance show I've seen in the last half decade. Final rating, 6.8 out of 10, completed. Alright, I want a lightning round through some bullshit. Tachibanakan Triangle. Apart from being only 3-minute episodes, I don't know how the fuck I was ever going to get invested into a Yuri relationship anime like this. I'll admit, I love lesbian Yuri romance anime, though this one is garbage. It seems like they were just going to this weird lesbian pedophilia pandering idea. It was gross. Fuck this show. Final rating, 2.2 out of 10, dropped. Piano no Mori. If this god-awful overlaid CGI on top of 2D animation doesn't already say enough about how I felt about this show, I don't know what else would. Sorry, Piano no Mori. 2004's animation is knocking at your door, asking about the progress of how anime is going. Also, this show is boring as fuck, and it tries to be some deep musical drama. I'm sorry, Piano no Mori, you'll never be as special as my beloved Nodame Cantabile. Everybody go watch that instead of Piano no Mori. Final rating, 3.8 out of 10. Dropped. Megalo Box. For the 50-year anniversary of the manga Ashita no Joe, we get the inspired homage Megalo Box. Our main lead also has the same name, Joe, showing a new standalone story to pay respects to the classic manga. This show is so raw and brutal within its short story, with themes of betting, hardship, as well as leaving a story behind of cruelty in its wake. When I was first told about Megalo Box, people said, it's a mechanical boxing sports series. I then said, well, that sounds awesome, and then I was told that there is a tournament arc. Of course, that's when I was like, quit digging, buddy, you already struck oil. Megalo Box lived up to everything that I heard about it. Joe gets so built up on his genuine motivation to become the best boxer in the entire Megalonia Championship tournament. He starts off in an underground organization throwing fights for money, though the second that his talent is realized, the opportunity for the big leagues comes along. It was so interesting to see episode by episode. Joe's climbing his way to the top. He's a smug, hard-working character with a lot of charisma. I couldn't help but want to see him garner victory on his journey. The extra badass aspect where he didn't sport the mechanical gear and just boxed others as an underdog without it added an extra layer of respect and intrigue into his character for me. Final rating, a flat 8.0 out of 10. Completed. Megalo Box was gritty, dirty, nasty, badass, and so fucking good. I wanted to give it the anime of the season so badly, though that will have to sit comfortably as the runner-up, because the real honor goes to Hisone to Maso-tan. Hisone to Maso-tan was the first anime in a while to make me feel proud to be a fan of this medium. I am so sad that this anime was passed by so many people. It really was a hidden gem of the spring season, following Hisone, who is very shy and mutters out everything that she is thinking. She is antisocial in school, and the anime peaks up right at the end of her high school days, where she has to decide what she wants to do with her career path. Boom! She sees a plane in the sky. With no other options, she just joins the Air Force without much thought. But oh boy, did this decision make for one of the best anime I've seen all year. Sure, the visuals and background art can be bland at some points, though its weirdness is what enticed me throughout the entire production. It's an anime with humans piloting dragons, who also happen to be airplanes. So bizarre, I know, but it's effective. Within 12 episodes, Hisone creates a bond with Maso-tan that is built along this entire ride. The dragon planes are called OTFs, and you can only pilot them if they feel personally bonded to you. They devour you, and then they can be piloted. Seeing the bonds explored amongst several of the characters is what makes this anime reach its stride, in my opinion. As dumb as this plot sounds, there's so much drama, comedy, and fun to be explored here. The most fun I had was when they were introducing the new pilots and also the dragons. I said, fuck, yeah, more dragons. They were mostly the most badass part about the show. I just want to see the dragons. Then I got to this guy, and I literally paused the episode. I said, what the fuck? is that monstrosity. All the dragons quickly capture your heart, luckily. This one is literally retarded and just eats everything. And I guess that's what made it so endearing. Also, his name is Futomomo, and that is just adorable. Who would have thought that the only thing I wanted out of my anime was some Down syndrome dragon airplanes? Jesus Christ, this anime can be weird. Hisone to Maso-tan did develop all the bullshit into everything I wanted out of it. It has a lot of heart, and it's very heartwarming. It's a dramatic tale by 12 episodes in. I don't want to admit that I cried, but it had a very cathartic ending. I love it for the reason that it was so emotionally impactful, but also very, very anime. It marinates in its bizarre nature and doesn't try to hide it. Just to be so weird in its knowledge and that it is just an anime that is meant to be weird. But it has so much more than that. Studio Bones has made so many anime that mean a lot to me. Their passion and heart oozes off the screen in most of their works. And that was no different with Hisone to Maso-tan. From the bottom of my heart, please check out this anime. It's on Netflix. Final rating, 8.2 out of 10. Completed. Alright, that will do it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry that this came out so late. I'll be posting my summer seasonal anime roundup for Digged or Dropped here pretty soon, as I dropped almost 80% of the anime from the summer season because that season was absolute fucking garbage to me. So that will be a quick video. Then I'll also be doing my fall one, and then also all of these anime will come up in my Anime of the Year awards for 2018. So thank you guys for watching.